Feeling lost in the maze of CPS? Desperate to get your child back? You're not alone. Countless parents face the heart-wrenching reality of family separation. The legal system can be overwhelming, but there's hope.
Now, here's the key, okay? That's how you win a 6-month hearing.
Thank you.
If you do all of those things, you're going to blow your social worker's mind, you're going to blow your attorney's mind, and you're going to blow away the judge.
With attorney Vincent W. Davis, a dedicated legal expert with 39 years of experience, committed to helping families like yours. Join his weekly live Q&A on Zoom, where you can ask your burning questions about CPS cases. Get the knowledge and strategies you need to fight for your child's return.
Alrighty, good evening everyone. This is a question and answer session for school, SKOOL, and this is the CPS school.
Are you ready to take control of your family's future? Join our school community for free to access weekly live Q&A sessions, or participate as a one-time guest. Don't let fear hold you back. Take the first step towards reuniting your family. Join us now.
Good morning and welcome. It's December 26th, and we've made it through Christmas. We got New Year's ahead of us coming. Hi, Betty. Welcome. Good morning. I'm glad to see you. You're bright and early, and it's so good to have you here to join the podcast. And Tessa, wow, you're here too. Great. Hi. Wow, my family has arrived. Thank you guys for being here. And Lou, wow. Great to see you guys. Great to see you guys. Oh, wow, you made my day. 3 of you, all of you, welcome. Welcome to my podcast. I'm here to fight CPS and, keep our children or get back our children. And I'm Bob Pace. I'm your host. And there are 4 ways that you can interact with this podcast. One is just by being in this room in here, where you can express emojis like thumbs up and hearts and smiley faces or send me stars. Please check below to follow me, and if you want to be notified, check the notification button. As I'm sure that Betty and Tessa and Lou have done so, and I'm so glad to see people here, because this is a room which I do try to help you with your child protection systems case, and that's CPS for short. And what the child protection system stands for is all the entities in all the counties and all the states and around the world. That is an organization. It's a government organization that's mandated social services to help our children, or to protect our children from neglect or abuse. To protect our children from neglect or abuse. That's what Congress has mandated. And that's what CPS is for. Now, every place, everywhere probably has a different name. Like I know in Arizona, it's Department of Children's Services, DCS. Other places is Department of Social Services. In California, it's the Child Protection Services. But next door in LA County, from Orange County to LA County, is Department of Children and Families, DCF. So whatever it is, when I say CPS, I mean all the entities that are supposed to be protecting our children, from abuse, neglect. Not only are they supposed to do that, they're supposed to help out families in need of shelter, clothing, food, transportation, education, medical, and also to find a job. That's another function. They're supposed to help out families. And if they need to break the families apart, they need to put them back through family reunifications. If the families, if the children are in danger, then they will ask to take the children away and so forth. And parents will go and take parenting classes or programs to get better. But you really want to stop that, especially in the very beginning. You want to do something called a settlement conference. You know, I think with anything in life, if you offer someone ahead of time before it goes to court or trial, you may be able to work out something. I know Michigan has a settlement conference. I don't know if all the other states do, but I found that out, and I think it's a great idea. They have a settlement conference. That's where you meet with an attorney, and I have to stress attorney because you're going to be blindsided. And if you think that the court-appointed attorney is the man, be very much mistaken, because the court-appointed attorney, I know he's free or she's free, but they don't have experience in dependency law or family juvenile law. They are a criminal attorney working for the child protection system. And they won't fight for your case because they're loaded with 30 or more clients. So they don't have time. They'll barely show up to your hearing and so forth. Now, I've had several questions that have come in that I need to address here. The first one came from Tessa. And what she says they're giving my sister a hard time with the background. I guess the worker is out until Monday. That's typical of the holidays. And I'm sorry that is the case. I'm so sorry that is the case. And typically during the holidays, the social workers aren't in there. They're going to give a hard time because they want the child to be in foster care. But you got to be due diligence, Tessa, and make sure that you approve your sister. Now, Betty says, can CPS take away the child Christmas present? That's terrible. I guess they can do anything they want. They don't follow the rules. They're very, very strict. They want to make your life miserable. They want to make you miserable. I'm really sorry to say that, but it really is truthful there. I don't know why my image is like the way it is. I'm trying to adjust myself. My computer is really on its last legs. I'm surprised I was able to get on, because this morning I tried a bunch of times and I couldn't. And I don't know if my camera is the wrong angle, but it's really, really, really hard. I'm so sorry. Let me try without my background. Maybe that would help. I don't know if I can do that from here. Let me do the edit layout. No, it won't let me edit the layout there. Let me go back. Okay, what I did is I took out the background. Maybe there's more objects showing, but at least my body doesn't look distorted. At least my body doesn't look distorted. So hopefully that is better there. Now, let me see something here. Okay. I would say no, they can't. But CPS is mean. They want to intimidate you. You got to ignore the intimidation from CPS, Betty. That's ridiculous. Now, Tessa says, but it's on, but it's on urgent family placement. I know it is. What you got to do when you're dealing with CPS, I've learned from experience, the more you make waves, the more you're hard on them, the rougher it gets. The best thing is to be over nice to them and keep persisting. Like, you can be nice, but don't give up. Keep persisting what you're entitled to. If they miss a visit, you have to say, when can we make up the visit? If they take away something, you can say, I appreciate the child has the Christmas present. So what you need to do is be persistent and nice. I know that's a wrong way to think about it. Now, Betty says DHSS. Well, CPS, I just make it simple. Department of Health and Human Services, I guess that's what it stands for. But it's all the same. It's the same entity. And again, if any of you experience problems with a social worker, go to the next level up. Ask the social worker nice. Can I speak to your supervisor? If that doesn't work, then ask for the director of CPS in your county. If that still doesn't work, then go to the capital of your state and talk to the child protection system there. It's usually called the ombudsman, or it's called the civil rights coordinator, the civil rights coordinator, or the ombudsperson at the state level. And if you want to go further, you go to the federal government, and it's in Washington, D.C., and it's the Health and Human Resources. And you can do all this by Googling, and you can get the proper people. They all have web pages that you can make a complaint or talk about it. You know, be nice, but be persistent, I think is the way to go. Be nice, be persistent. Now, Lou says, they feel horrible. I know they do, Lou. I know they do. It's very terrible that they fail you, because they shouldn't. They should be the people that care for you. I don't know why my camera is so messy here. Let me try that. Hopefully that's a little bit better focus here. Okay. I think that's better, I hope. Am I looking better now in the view? Okay. Lou, they do feel better. They do fail you. But you got to be respectful, and sometimes you got to be over nice and eat crow, but be persistent. Don't give up. They are hoping to break you. They're hoping to adopt your child, because once the child's adopted, that is steady income for them every month. And if there's special needs, they get additional income. Now, in my case, in California at the Orange County CPS, they were getting $20,000 per child per month. I had 3 of my children in there. They were getting $60,000. Now, I've heard with the incentive that Bill Clinton put into act in 1997 that they give $5,000 if they're adopted into foster care. And if there's special needs, they give additional $2,000 more. That's on top of the money they're getting already. So it's a lot of money. It's all about money, and I'm sad. That's what they're doing there. Lou further says, let me look at that. Lou says, my friend still can't call her daughter. I know Lou's trying to help out this lady who has a daughter that was taken away. I'm worried they're going to try to place her before we know anything that's going on. Well, my experience is that you got to talk to them regularly, every day. You got to be on top of it. You got to make sure you got any reports. If you do not have the reports, you need to ask for the reports from the clerk, the county clerk, where the reports are kept in. Anything that's submitted to court is there, and you should be able to get it. And if you're low income, it's no charge. Low income, it's no charge. Now, the second way to participate in this podcast is typing text messages, which so far Betty and Lou and Tess are doing. I know them, but I'd like you all to tell me your first name and then the city or county your case was in. Now, if you live somewhere else, also tell me that city too. Like we have a lady that lives in Montana, but the case is in Nebraska. So that'd be good too. And then please give me the city or county and the state. Now that's for the United States, but if you're from another country, I would like your country name. And if you have a province, list that too. And that helps me understand worldwide. We have right now about 20 countries that have participated in this podcast, that some are regularly. Like I have Bangladesh, India, and then I have Middle East, and I have 2 countries in the Middle East. And then I have Africa, and I have 5 countries there. And in one country in South Africa, the West Cape province, I have 5 ladies that call in regularly. And one of them is actually making the phone call. It's area code 27. And I haven't heard from them in a couple days, but they have very tragic stories to say. Then we go across over to Europe, and I have about 7 countries there. Then across the pond to North America, I have 3 countries. Then down to South America, I have 1. Then over to the Pacific, I have New Zealand and Australia. And several people from Australia have texted in. So I like you all because I like to help everybody, and everybody can share stories and help each other. Please try to be complete about your case and tell me as much as you can so we don't have to play a game of ping pong ball, asking questions back and forth and answer them. Now, Lou further says, right now, the caseworker is the only one able to talk to her daughter. Isn't that illegal? Well, okay, first of all, the daughter of the friend you're trying to help is in CPS's custody. Are they with foster parents? And there should be visitations. Again, you'll have to repeatedly ask for visitations. You need to tell your friend to be nice to them, but they need to allow visitations. They can be supervised visitations, and they're allowed to have it weekly on a regular basis. So maybe that will help you a little bit, Lou. I don't know. So that is the second way to interact with the podcast. A third way is to be a guest on my podcast, and that involves you contacting my show producer. Her name is Grace. She works very hard behind the scenes. I thank her for what she does with the podcast. Now, all you do is write her an email, and you tell in the email what day and what time you'd like to be on my show. I can have up to 9 of you as guests, me making 10. Now, I'm on daily from 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific Standard Time, and again at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I would like very much to talk to you and help you. So all you do is you pick one of those times, morning or evening time, and it's either Monday through Sunday. Now, on Saturday, I come on at 8 o'clock and Sunday at 8 o'clock. Saturday, I have Vincent Davis's live podcast for question and answers at 10:30. So I moved my time. And then on Sunday, I go to church. And that's why I'm Murphy. But I'll let you know when times are different or change. So, a third way is to be a guest. And lastly, you can call in to my office number. My office number is 626-698-0990. It's up there. Please call me during my show hours, my podcast hours. I cannot answer before or after. Now let me catch up with Lou because he's asked some questions. Right now, Lou says the caseworker is only one able to talk to her daughter. That isn't illegal. Yeah, we've talked about that. He further says, Lou does, and he is, by the way, from Pennsylvania. No, she's in the mental hospital for suicide attempt, and no paperwork was given. This is terrible. That's right. I forgot. They're going to try to keep her in the mental hospital. And that is sad to say. And I'm so glad you're looking after her daughter. But what we need to do is you need to get some paperwork. You need to find out where the daughter is. Maybe you could be a guardian. Maybe, Lou, you could be a guardian where you take care of her daughter temporarily until she gets feeling better. You can be a guardian. You can look into guardianship. And you have to look into that, Lou. Okay, when you say the mother, is that the mother that is in the mental hospital, has full custody, ever as you know? Is it the mother still with the mental hospital, has full custody? You have a hard thing. You're an outsider. You're not related to them as family and so forth. Why would you not qualify to be a guardian? Anybody can be a guardian of any child. You don't even have to be a relative. Anybody can be a guardian. If the mother has mental issues, maybe the mother can authorize you to be the guardian. Okay. Oh, they said to condition. Okay. You say her daughter is in the hospital. Okay. The mother has a mental issue. She's in there for mental issues. Her daughter is in the hospital. What is wrong with her daughter? And who is watching her daughter? Who is watching her daughter? And Lou further says, they said due to the condition of my house. Well, what is wrong with your house? Can you clean it up? Can you can you clean a room for the young child and then square away what's problems with your house? Ask the social worker what's wrong with your house. Ask the social worker. Again, be nice and be diligent on it. Now, I have another number on my screen, 888-888-6582. That's the law office of Vincent Davis. And if you want to retain him right now and your mind's made up, that's what you'd call. Make sure when you call in that you tell him that Bob Pace sent you. Also, when you talk to Mr. Davis, Vincent Davis, make sure you tell him that Bob Pace talked to you. So that other number, 888-888-6582, is the law office of Vincent W. Davis and Associates. There's also other attorneys you might need help in. You might need something in immigration law, criminal law, divorce law. He has an attorney for all the different areas of law. Now, my number, 626-698-0990, is up. Now, when you call my number and talk to me on the podcast, or you are a guest and talk on the podcast, you qualify for a free 15-minute private Zoom meeting with Mr. Davis to talk about your case. All you have to do is be a guest on my show or call in, and you're entitled to that. Okay, Lou says, all right. Lou says the mother's not in the hospital. The daughter's in a mental hospital. They cut all contact with the mother and the father. CPS are unable to talk to her. Why have they Okay, I'm really confused now. The young child is in a mental hospital. How is a young child in a mental hospital? How old is the daughter? And then how old are the parents, the mother and father? And if the mother and father, they should be able to be custody of them. They should be able to be custody and have their parental rights been taken away? What got them not that they can have their child? What took the child from the mother and father? Okay, your house is based on a past report, or they are. What we need to do is you need to talk to the mother and father and find out if they can request to see their daughter, start visiting their daughter. Okay, now who is 18? Oh, okay, the daughter is 15. All right, I'll say, okay. So the daughter is 15. She's in a mental hospital because supposedly someone thought that she has mental illness. The parents have got to take their daughter to their own pediatrician and have the pediatrician send her to a specialist to find out what's wrong with the daughter. We need the parents to be active in this matter. Since you're their friend, you need to talk to mom and dad and have them check out their daughter with their own doctor, not the ones. See, right now, social workers think they are a clinical psychiatrist. They think they can determine if people have mental issues or give medication. Social workers are not given that right. You have to be a clinical psychiatrist. You have to go to medical school. You have to get a college degree. There's all kinds of things you got to do to be a clinical psychiatrist. CPS told the hospital in Philly, where the little girl's staying, that that she is not to contact her family, and they took her away from the mother due to a positive drug test. Okay. Even if a mother tests positive, what's wrong with the father? Also, the mother can go through a drug rehab program and be cured of it. Meanwhile, there should be some efforts. Who is talking to the CPS? Has foster care that takes care of children. CPS itself is not licensed to be a foster care parent. CPS is a government agency. It's the social workers. They're supposed to protect the child. But right now they're abusing the child, and that's terrible that CPS is doing that. Lou further says they were told if they contact their daughter or go anywhere near her, they'll be arrested on sight. Well, first of all, CPS cannot arrest. CPS is a government social service agency. Only the policeman can make arrest. And they can only make arrest if they're doing something illegally. Having a family and maybe having one of them on drugs, that person can be cured, but they don't need to be arrested or threatened like that. What's wrong with the father? You told me the mother was tested positive for drugs. What's wrong with the father, Lou? For those of you listening right now, we've been talking to Lou from Pennsylvania, who's trying to help out a friend whose daughter is 15, is in a mental hospital, and the parents, supposedly the mother and father, can't see their daughter. So he's helping out the mother. And so that's really nice that you're doing so. Okay, as far as her father, he is abusive. He allowed molestation to occur, and that's part of the reason that she tried to kill herself, is now in the mental hospital. Okay, so the scenario is that the mother does drugs, the father abused the child, and so both parents are not allowed to see the child, which they can make that decision. But they should have a case plan where they talk about family reunification. It may be the father has to go through a abuse program. The mother may have to go through a drug program. But those are things that can be done, and eventually can restore the family. Now, you are trying to help out. You can be a guardian. All it takes is a judge to grant you guardianship. It can be a temporary guardianship, not a permanent guardianship. Okay, we have a new person, Debbie. Welcome, Debbie. I don't think I've had you here before. Well, your picture looks kind of familiar. I forgot where you're from, Debbie. If you could tell me your city or county and state, that would really help me. Debbie says CPS has distorted outright lied on my daughter's petition and on her case. I've asked for a meeting with the CPS investigators, 2 supervisors, the director of the Department of Human Services, and they all are avoiding ignoring my request. Well, you got to keep doing your request over and over for me to straighten up the misinformation, outright lies. Yes, it's really important you have that meeting. Now, I don't know where you're located. In Michigan, they allow the parents to have a conference meeting to talk about things before it goes to trial. What you need to do, Debbie, is have an attorney help you, because they're the ones that know how to deal with CPS and dependency law, family, juvenile law. All three of those go together: juvenile, family, and dependency law. That's the area of expertise you need an attorney to be in. So, Debbie, if you could tell me where you're from, that would be great. Now, Lou says, here's what Lou says. And the mother tested hot for metformin, but her prescriptions come with that for methane. CPS is looking at that first. Yeah, I know what you had told me about that. There's certain drugs that will test positive. That doesn't mean there are illicit drugs or bad drugs. She may have taken drugs that are prescribed. She may have taken drugs that are prescribed. So what I'm telling you is that you need a lawyer, because without a lawyer, nothing's going to get done per se. And I'm not talking about a court-appointed or public defender, but you need a real lawyer. Now, Debbie further says, grant your garden. My phone number is 313-639. I would like to come on your show next month. I'm from Michigan. My daughter's case is in Lincoln, the Hall Justice Department of Michigan, from Detroit, Michigan. Now, didn't you try a settlement conference? Didn't you try a settlement conference, Debbie? Didn't you try a settlement conference? Michigan does those things before it goes to trial. You need to do that, Debbie, before it goes to trial. Lou, all I know is persistence will pay off. Be courteous, to the agency, but persistent will pay off. Persistence will pay off. We're halfway through our podcast. And again, my phone number is up. Anybody can call in. Debbie, I know you say you want to call in a month, but I'd like to talk to you now. Lou, it'd be really great, instead of going back and forth, if you could call in and we could talk about it further, Lou. That would be great. Also, Debbie and Lou, if you call in, you'll get a free 15-minute private consultation with Mr. Davis, Vincent Davis. He is a juvenile family dependency lawyer with over 39 years of experience. He's a trial attorney. He has fought CPS and gotten children back home. He's even, when the case is closed, sued CPS in civil court and won millions of dollars, both civil and federal court. So by calling in, you guys can get that free 15-minute session with Mr. Davis, a real attorney. You should take advantage of that. Either being a guest on my show or calling in and talking on my show will get you the free 15 minutes. Now, another review, if you want longer time with Mr. Davis, you can try to book him for 30 minutes, and it's only $60. The way to do it is a ticket on the bottom of my podcast. you go to a website and you follow the questions on the website. And what you want to do is you want to set up an appointment with Mr. Davis for 30 minutes. And then you will pay a $60 fee using your credit card. Okay, let me see here. All right, Debbie from Michigan, Louis from Pennsylvania. Tessa is from Northern California, from Shasta County. Now my computer is acting up strange again because now I can't scroll up above. I'm trying to scroll up above and it's let me now. Okay, you just have to be patient. Just like I tell my people, you have to be patient. But it won't stay up there. Okay. Anyway, we have several people in the room. Thank you for the 2 hearts. And that came from Debbie Williams. Thank you from Debbie. And thank you, Janet Howard. Appreciate it. Thank you very, very, very much. Now, I have 5 rules. I'll very quickly try to go over them. Rule number 1 I talked about is you need to get an attorney. That's a person that represents you. But you got to ask 2 questions. Question 1 is, are you a juvenile family dependency lawyer and have fought CPS and gotten the kids back? That's question 1. If the answer to that is yes, then ask question 2. Next thing you're going to ask question 2. Have you ever done a civil lawsuit against CPS and won millions of dollars? If the answer is yes, then that's the attorney that you want to select from. Now, you should try to get quotes from 3 attorneys. I always do things in 3s, but you should talk to 3 different attorneys and see what they have to say. If you want to defend it yourself, that's called pro se. If you want to have a group of individuals go in there, represent you, but no money, that's pro bono. But the problem being is that with a real attorney, you got to pay the attorney to get a good attorney. Now, rule 2 is a documents. It's organized in a notebook, a 3-ring binder, put all your court documents, all your paperwork relating to it, and put in subject tabs, and then stuff it full of college rule notebook paper. And one of the most important documents you can create is called the incident time log. The incident time log. What that means is that every time you have a discussion with a social worker or another parent or neighbors, or whatever the case would be, you list that person's name down. And after that, you put the date, the time, and the location next to it on the second line. The first line. Then the second line, you do a summary of what the incident was about. And then the third line, you do a summary of what happened, what transpired after that incident. You may have other things, like maybe you want to take a break or whatever the case would be. Now, the third rule is you do not talk to social workers or police. You don't let them in your home, and you certainly don't let them take your children. There's only 3 ways they can enter your home, and that is 1, by getting permission from you or someone else in the home. Do not give it. Do not open the door you don't open the door. You should have a special knock or a chime for people that know you that want to get in or want to talk to you, but do not answer it. Too many people have been shot and killed point blank opening the door. Also, you don't want to share what's inside there. You may have things laid out and they don't want it. They want to see it all in one spot or whatever the case would be. Now we have some more questions here from a Michigan investigator. Okay. This is from a YouTube channel. It says Michigan CPS investigator. December 24th, 2024. My YouTube video of you just disappeared offline. Well, I'm sorry they say that. I don't know how that would, but it should be there. I had to get on YouTube. I was on Facebook and your YouTube video disappeared off. Well, I'm pretty sure it's there. I can have my show producer, Grace, check that out. And by the way, what is your name, Michigan supervisor? Do you have a name? And I assume you're from Michigan. Do you have a case? No, this is Debbie Miller. Okay. Oh, so you switched to another YouTube channel, I guess. I'm not a Michigan. That was just a name. Oh, okay. Well, Debbie, you don't have to change to different names. It's very confusing for me because I have a lot of people on here. You're fine with Debbie Williams from Michigan. You gave me your phone number, but I can't call. You have to call me on that. And I don't know why my video disappeared. It shouldn't have, because other people are seeing me. Lou, do you still see me today, Lou? Lou, do you still see me? Okay, that's the name of your subject matter. Okay, you don't need to put in, when you're using a YouTube, you don't have to put a title of your YouTube video, because you should just put your first name. And if you want to put you're located in Michigan, fine. If you want to put Debbie Fighting CPS or Debbie, just the word Debbie is fine. Or Debbie Michigan, that would be fine too. Well, when you create a room, it asks you for a name. So what you could do is put Debbie from Michigan. That's fine. That way I don't have to constantly ask you. You can put Debbie from Michigan. That's all you have to put in there. Now, I was talking about rule number 3, and that's where you do not let social workers in. You don't talk to them either, because everything you say will be used against you. If you allow them in your home, they'll see things in your home that you may not want them to see. Now, the only way they can come just talk to you or see you is with a warrant. They have to have a warrant. The warrant's got to be legitimized. I mean, it's got to have the date, and it's got to have the right location of where the issue happened at, and it's got to have the parents' names on it, if both people are being sued on it. I'm trying to understand what you're trying to do. Well, go back to Debbie Miller, but it's fine. If you want to use Michigan CPS investigator, it's very misleading, very thing in there. But anyway, I know it's you here. Now, as I was saying, is the court warrant has to be signed by a judge, and the signature's got to be raised with a stamp. So it's very important that that there is a wet signature and it's raised, because they are notorious for lying and using fake documents. And I'm sorry to say that, but CPS is not to be trusted. CPS is not to be trusted. Now, we have about 9 minutes left of my podcast. So I want to finish these rules real quick. Another aspect is, if you're outside and you run into the police or social workers, be nice to them, but don't say too much. In fact, tell them you need to have your attorney present to talk anything further, because your constitutional right is to have a attorney present when you're involved with a criminal action. And so it's very important that you tell them that you'll get back to them. Do not meet them in your home or their office. Try to meet a neutral site like Starbucks or McDonald's. There you can record. Also, there's a thing called medical trafficking, where when your child's sick, you take them to urgent care or the emergency room in the hospital, and suddenly a caseworker takes them from you. Well, there are social workers, CPS social workers, that work in the hospital, and they overhear something and they think they can do that. The answer is no. Again, they have to have a warrant to take your child from you. They just can't say it. If you give them permission, that's one thing, but don't give them permission if you don't want your child taken. Now, my fourth rule is research on the internet. It's very important that you word your question right and you use search right. You should start off with the city, and if you're a small city like Athens, Georgia, you could put Athens, Atlanta, Georgia. Then after the state, you want to put the letters CPS, and all kinds of stuff will pop up. But if you want to refine your research, you put the topic after CPS you're looking for. And that is the correct format. That's an easy way to find things. You can build up your case that well using that message. Okay? Now, the last rule I have is to put all your important documents into an envelope or a folder. And what I mean by that is that you want to make copies of your marriage certificate, birth certificate, your children's shot card, your children's grade reports, any medical reports of you or your kids, your birth certificates of them, their social security cards. Put all that into that folder and hold it, because that will be important, because a lot of times they'll think the husband is not the father of the child. So all those documents will help immensely. And those are my 5 rules. Get an attorney, organize your documents, say no to social workers, and don't let them take your children. Research the internet and hang and get copies of all your important documents. Now, Debbie Williams further says, "This is my cell number. I would like to do a Zoom meeting on your show." Okay. In order to do that, you're going to contact my producer Grace, and I'll put up her email again. When you contact Grace, and you email her at grace@vincentwdavis.com, she will give you a link to use on YouTube. It's with StreamYard application we use. So in order for you to join me, you need to go through my producer, Grace, at vincentwdavis.com. Grace@vincentwdavis.com. And I'd love to have you on my show. You're from Detroit, Michigan. Thank you, Debbie. I'm glad to know that you're from Detroit, Michigan, and you have this case here. And I'm glad that you're using Debbie Williams, because at least I know who you are. So that is really nice that you're doing that. Now, yeah, that web link you just gave is for you. I cannot join it. I'm on a special application called StreamYard. I'm broadcasting on YouTube using StreamYard application. So I can't join other people, or you can join me by being a guest, but you got to make arrangements through Grace, my show producer. Now, I'm getting down to about 3 minutes of my show. So what I'm going to do is thank everybody who's been in my podcast. I want to thank Betty, who early on talked. Betty, and she is from Montana, and she has a case with her brother in Nebraska. I want to thank Tessa from Shasta County in Northern California, who's been on my show as a guest. I want to thank Lou from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, who's trying to help out her friend. And I really appreciate you guys. You guys are like my family here. Also, I want to thank the new person, Debbie Williams, who's from Detroit, Michigan. Thank you, Debbie, for your input. And please email Grace to be on my show as a podcast. All right. My time is up. There'll be a brief message from my attorney that will follow. Again, God bless you all, and Happy New Year. Please be safe, be patient, and keep fighting for your children. God bless you. And this is Bob Pace signing off.
Feeling lost in the maze of CPS? Desperate to get your child back? You're not alone. Countless parents face the heart-wrenching reality of family separation. The legal system can be overwhelming, but there's hope.
Now, here's the key. Okay, that's how you win a 6-month hearing.
Thank you.
If you do all of those things, you're going to blow your social worker's mind, you're going to blow your attorney's mind, and you're going to blow away the judge.
With attorney Vincent W. Davis, a dedicated legal expert with 39 years of experience, committed to helping families like yours. Join his weekly live Q&A on Zoom, where you can ask your burning questions about CPS cases. Get the knowledge and strategies you need to fight for your child's return.
Alrighty. Good evening, everyone. This is a question and answer session for school, SKOOL, and this is the CPS school.
Are you ready to take control of your family's future? Join our school community for free to access weekly live Q&A sessions, or participate as a one-time guest. Don't let fear hold you back. Take the first step towards reuniting your family. Join us now.